Poznań is the 5th largest city in Poland with a population of over 500,000. It has a beautiful town square, plenty of green spaces, a cinema with enough room to have dancing lessons, a huge choice of places to eat and drink come day or night, the occasional Fiat 126, and the scariest junction I have ever encountered. People talk about the Arc de Triomphe and how that is so scary, but at least you can see what's going on around you. That's organised chaos. But this junction in Poland got me so worried that I actually took time out of my holiday to have a look around the area to see if I was missing anything. Was I doing something wrong? Well, I wasn't. But I do know something now that makes the junction less scary. I'll let you know that one later. But this is why the junction is so dodgy. Firstly, I'm going to show you what it looks like from Google Maps. This is the main road, I believe it's pronounced Starowenka, and this is the branch road, which I believe is pronounced Fortechna. It's not a T-junction because the branch road isn't at a right angle to the main road. This is what is known as a Y-junction. You have zebra crossings round here, a stop line here, and a stop sign. What you may not be able to see is 1, 2, 3 tram lines you need to cross if you're coming from Fortechna to Starowenka. So you need to cross these 3 tram lines before you make it to the main road. The problem is this building blocks your view of the trams. Trams do come down here like this, and they do come round here on this line as well, but you can't see if they're coming, and you can't see far enough down the road to know if the road is going to be clear by the time you get to the road. So what happens is you very slowly go over the tram lines trying to see if any trams are coming, and by the time you get to this very busy main road, well, quite often you get stuck waiting on the tram lines for an opportunity to enter the main road. All whilst there are 2 trams down here waiting to move away, just looking at you. This is what the junction looks like from ground level. We've got an oncoming tram, the major road is on the left and the branch road is on the right. The white car is slowly making their way over the tram lines trying to see if a tram is coming, but by the time they get to the main road it's too busy, they can't go, they're stuck on the tram lines. The black car trying to turn left is also stuck on the tram lines. The white car has an opportunity to go, but the black car has to wait for both directions of traffic, which is putting them under pressure to go even if it's not very safe. Like in this case, they actually made that blue car slow down, I guess because they don't feel very comfortable being stopped on tram lines. What you may not be able to see from that footage is how close the first tram line is to the stop line. It's here, very close to the stop line, in a position where you cannot see at all past that building to know if a tram is coming. So you get to a stop line, you see a set of tram rails, you look right, you see a building, and you have no idea if a tram is coming or how fast it's going. What makes matters worse is that on the main road there is a level crossing quite close to this junction, and when the barriers come down to let the trains through, the traffic builds up quickly. This makes merging onto the main road even more difficult because of the queue of traffic. This black car doesn't want to be stuck on the rails, so they are trying to make a turn they don't really have enough room for. Therefore they start to reverse to try and complete the turn, but there is a small truck coming. Oh, that's a little bit close. And now the white car is stuck on the rails and they are not going anywhere anytime soon. And the level crossing up the road, well, that's busy. This queue happens often and sometimes it can be a lot worse. Let's see what this looks like from the driver's point of view. I'm coming from the branch road. There's a zebra crossing up ahead. A tram has just gone past. I can see a stop sign and a stop line. To the left, there are 2 trams waiting for their time to go. And there's a tram rail right in front of me, directly in front of me, and to my right, I can't see. I'm driving over the first set of tram rails now, still can't really see. I have to get over the second set of tram rails before I can really see down the tram line to see what's coming. And now I'm over all the tram rails, I've got a good view of the road. Fortunately, I didn't have to wait very long on the tram rails. There was an opportunity for me to go. But that's not necessarily always going to be the case. Here's an example of a driver who decides to reverse because they don't want to be stuck in front of the tram. They're at the stop line, stopped. They think, let's start moving slowly to improve my view, but then the tram on their left starts moving and they don't know how long they're going to be waiting on the tram lines for, so they decide to reverse. But it's a bit awkward because there was a car behind them that drove up their right-hand side, so they're trying to reverse next to this car, but they did manage to get out of the way. You can't even see that car they reversed alongside now, but there you go, just there. Because the car behind them was wanting to turn right, they had a slightly different position. But I don't blame them for reversing there because they don't know how long they're going to be stuck in front of the tram for. And if you know anything about trams, you'll know that they are significantly heavier than cars. So much so, in fact, that if a tram is to hit a car, it's not going to make a big difference to the tram's speed. It's just going to smash the car out of the way. Or if the tram hits the side of the car and the car gets stuck in front of the tram's going to push that car for quite some distance before the tram does actually come to a complete stop. So you should give way to trams, and you certainly should avoid blocking their path. You don't want your car side on along some tram rails where a tram's going to be approaching the side of you at some point. You want to avoid that, but that junction doesn't allow you to avoid that. You have to go across the tram rails and wait there until you can see if it's safe to do the junction. And you have to go across the tram rails without being able to see if a tram is coming, which is very scary. However, I don't think that junction is particularly dangerous, which is why I'm saying scary, not dangerous. Because when I first did the junction, I was scared. I was like, tram rails? I can't see if a tram is coming, no traffic lights, I've got to move across these tram rails without seeing if a tram is coming. But after looking at that junction for a while, and I said at the beginning of the video that there's a reason why I don't think it's as scary anymore, and this is why. After looking at that junction for a while, I've noticed that all the tram drivers slow right down. You can see in the clips that the trams aren't going very fast. They are ready to stop for the cars, but I still think ideally that junction should have some traffic lights. So yes, it's a scary junction if you haven't done it before, especially once you realise how slow the trams are actually going, far less scary. But I can't say it's a particularly dangerous junction because everyone's going so slowly. But I guess the pressure of waiting on the tram rails is going to cause some people to pull out in front of other people on that main road, which could lead to higher accidents. I don't know how to find out the accident figures on that stretch of road or that junction, so I just don't know, but it doesn't seem that dangerous to me, just a bit scary. Well, that's all for this video. If you found it interesting, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're looking for car insurance, check out the links to Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, then Collingwood are there for you, because you can do so without affecting the owner's policy, and that takes away a big stress from the owner of that car that you're using to practice your driving in. Via the link at the moment, there's up to 35% off and a £20 gift card. If you want to insure your own car, I recommend checking out the link to confused.com, because you fill out one quote form and get loads of quotes back from many insurers to compare who's cheapest, and you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like without having to do the whole quote again. Just change the car, recalculate, so it's a quick and easy way to compare how much it costs to insure different cars without filling out all your details every single time. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel, so thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos, and until the next one, cheerio.